So people, shadow snoring a little bit. Got my We Love California shirt. We love California. If you've never been to there, you should go at some point of your life. It is really awesome. I don't know if this movie's set in California. I can't say that it is, but I can say that this was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Now, when I went to watch it, I didn't remember exactly why. So I don't remember all the details of this film, but um, the movie is called The Heavenly Kid. And like I said, when I was young, this was definitely one of my favorite movies. I loved it a lot. And I probably watched it a dozen times at least. And for me, that's a lot of times to be watching a movie because I'm not someone who watches a movie a dozen times. So, trying to remember exactly how I love this movie. And right away, it seems immediate because the music is good, the atmosphere is good, the wisecracking is good, and the little bit of cool action sequence right in the start, the cool idea they've got for the way purgatory works. Um, Lewis Smith was a great character in this. Jane Kasmerick is the mother from Malcolm in the Middle. She was in this. What's his nuts? Richard Mulligan plays Rafferty the Angel, who is kind of like the foil to Bobby that tries to keep him in line. And, Bobby is the character, the angel guy played by Lewis Smith. So, it's like I was saying, it's a cool idea of purgatory. There's hot girls in this thing. I remember being young, and now I'm starting to recall why I love this movie so much. um, Nancy Valen, I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid, and I thought that she was just basically super cute and had a super cute personality. And personality has always been something that attracted me to the level of real attraction. Physical attraction is obvious. You see it, you feel it, you walk by somebody, but the real attraction comes from coolness. And as far as I'm concerned, now there's also Anne Sawyer, who was supposed to be the hot girl in this movie. And for my money, I always thought the other girl was way cuter. But not to take away anything from you, ma'am. You are super beautiful. You were super beautiful. I would imagine you're still gorgeous. But in this movie, your character was quite rude. I didn't like her for that, although you are very hot. And I'm gonna look up what she looks like after. I bet you she's still hot. I don't remember her name in the movie. I remember her name in the real world. So I'm gonna be looking both of them up and seeing what they look like now, just out of curiosity. So it's got your basic high school dickhead bully. That's kind of like a basic thing. It seems like as you go through the movie, you realize that Bobby, when he was alive before he became an angel, he was a bully. Seems pretty clear that he was. He's just approaches everything like a dick, and so he's supposed to go back to Earth, save this kid from being a nerd. Not gonna happen. um, that was another thing. The nerd character, Jason Jedrick. I'm not sure how to say your name, sir. He's awesome in this movie, but his character is very annoying. They played him out to be annoying. He's oblivious to this hot, awesome girl that loves him. It's like, holy crap, dude, you remind me of Urkel when Myra was chasing him all the time, and you're like, Myra's the hottest chick that's on this fucking show. How could you even be thinking about Laura? That's crazy, bro. How did they write that? It literally makes no sense. So you can pretend it makes sense. We all know it doesn't. Myra was hotter than Laura. And that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. when a hot chick loves you and she's being cool to you all the time and she's chasing after you, not all girls bring you lasagna at work, dude. Most of them just cheat on you. And if you don't know where I got that, you'll find out sometime soon. So this movie does get funny in like an 80s, the best 80s kind of way. It's got horrible special effects. Luckily, they're pretty much kept to a minimum. It's got like a Rocky training montage with another one. These keep coming up in movies and where they just Rocky's influenced a lot of shit. But this training montage where they're trying to make him cool, and there's really no chance to make him cool because he is a nerd, and putting a leather coat on a nerd and combing his hair forward instead of backwards does not make him cool. Or backwards instead of forwards, whatever they did. One thing that's really crazy about this movie is something that I noticed as a kid. Obviously, I probably didn't notice that as a kid because it was so prevalent, but everybody's smoking cigarettes in this freaking thing. Everyone, teachers, students, little kids, fucking store owners, the pilot on the airplane, like everybody is smoking fucking cigarettes in this thing, man. It's nuts. As you walk around in the world now, and everyone does not smoke cigarettes, and the young people today are not going to be used to something like that. So watching a movie, this movie, the amount of people smoking cigarettes in it dates it. And that's a weird thing to say, but people don't smoke cigarettes anymore. So when you see it, it's crazy. Now, I got pretty steady giggles throughout this movie. I was laughing. I had a good time with it. So even though it does have like a dated feel, that dated isn't too old for me because that's my age. We're getting old up in here. Damn. Malcolm's mother is fine. I don't know how I never really noticed that. I guess I didn't watch a lot of television, but I certainly have seen her in various things throughout time. And it's not that I never thought of her as like unattractive, but maybe because she's always trying to be so silly in everything that you see her in, it's always a comedy. So she's always got like that hoop-doop thing going on, and she's not trying to look cute or whatever, but in this movie, especially on the scenes where she was like melting into someone's arms who she loved, like she was cute in this thing. Good looking woman. Holy crap. So many of you are beautiful. I'm gonna say all. One thing I didn't care for in this movie was how fast the changeover was with the kid himself. He went from being like, a nice kid, and then all of a sudden he was just a straight dickhead. And you're like, I understand maybe you started being a dick and then a girl started paying attention to you, so you were just like, lean into it, you know what I mean? But like his actual personality seemed to like turn, and they made it so even the parts where he should have seemed even like the regret of his own humanity slipping away, a good person feels that even if they are slipping into the dregs of depravity or whatever you would call it. And they didn't even give him that. So it was just like 1 minute he was cool, the next minute he wasn't, and I would understand if they had played it like he was faking it, but they didn't really seem to. So I thought they could have had some progression there, but they probably didn't have time because of all the boobies. I'm really remembering why I liked this as a kid. Not really like naked boobies. I don't know, but like everywhere. They were just all over. And, when you're a young kid, and turns out when you're an old man, I'm sure they were all in their like 20s or whatever, but It didn't have like boobs out like a horror movie in the 80s. It just had like a teen comedy type thing where like a lot of bending over, a lot of cleavage, a lot of, which in ways is even better. Honestly, a little something left to the imagination never hurt nobody. If you don't, maybe if you don't ever see boobs, then you have to see them all, otherwise you're gonna lose your shit. But it's okay to have a little bit get back sometimes. Now, in a way, this movie is kind of got a Frankenstein thing to it, like an arc, because this angel comes in and he creates like, someone who he thinks is like him, so he's gonna be cool now, and it turns out that he's a dickhead just like he was, so he kind of created his own Frankenstein monster, and, you know, it was kind of cool, like in that way. I thought the movie, as an overall matter, I would say was good. It's not as good as I remember it, probably because I've seen a lot more boobs since I was 8. I don't know if that's what's going on there, but the worst part of this was the conversations, the back and forth dialogue. I think was probably pretty poorly written. Um, the best part is it's a 1980s movie, cheesy ass good time, and that's what I got from it, a good time. So I had fun. I'm gonna give the movie a 7.5 because it does have that nostalgic feel for me. I remembered it as I started to piece it all together. I was like, oh yeah, I remember all these pieces of this movie, things that I had forgotten because I haven't watched it since I was a kid. But fun enough movie for a retread. If you watched it long ago, you probably will have fun with it, I would imagine. So enjoy your night, people.